What is data center design and why is it important to a company? How effectively can an IT designer develop and implement it? It is critical for businesses to manage and protect their most valued asset, their data. Modern data centers are in high demand for data storage, private computing, and processing needs. Data centers are an important part of a business structure. Businesses have a need to manage, access, and protect data from a centralized location. Data center designers must have a clear and concise definition of how the end product will be utilized. And of course, there are other factors that are also taken into consideration when designing a data center site. So, what is a data center? A data center is described as a central site or location that houses the application and desktop delivery infrastructure for a company and must be purposely architected and managed, otherwise, the solution will fail. When defining company data center needs, a designer must ask these important questions. How does a company's current software drive or empower their end users? What is the company's size and their data needs in terms of processing and in terms of speed and or power requirements? Is the company security driven? Would the breach of a company's proprietary information be detrimental to their existence? Are they multi-locational? Will employees need access from many locations? Is their industry fast changing? Is information and data processing growth expected in the future? When budgeting for data center design and development, certain factors must be considered. Data center facilities cost upwards of $500,000 per acre, with IT costs starting anywhere from $1,200 to $3,000 per square foot. Company budgets must define data center performance and efficiency, data center configuration and space, and the data center's spatial location in terms of future expansion. Once a budget and a company's computing needs is determined, data center designers and IT technicians can create a final plan and design. Once a budget and plan has been finalized, the focus can now be placed on a data center and their location requirements. We know that location and security go hand in hand. Location choices can greatly minimize site vulnerability. In addition to fire vulnerability, security considerations for new data centers include physical access. Physical access or site security can encompass biometric authentication, escorted access, guards on duty, video, motion sensors, silent alarms, and other measures. The best location for data centers can equal close proximity to a corporate office, the proximity to other buildings in terms of possible fire hazards, and proximity to residential areas. When considering building as it pertains to equipment, newer buildings versus older buildings must be carefully thought out. Newer buildings offer better customization controls for cabling, cooling, and security, while existing buildings may satisfy budgetary concerns as it saves on construction costs. Equipment considerations must include computer and equipment configuration, racks and spacing configuration, ventilation and air conditioning or VAC around the equipment, and fire suppression systems which will extinguish fires while limiting damage to hardware or facilities. Rack architecture encompasses data, power, cooling, and redundant power sources such as uninterruptible power supply or UPS. Standard equipment layout designs show 5 time tiles for the first 2 rows and 2 tiles for the outside rows. This formation allows tech staff to comfortably walk around the racks on all sides when needed. A good design concept will recognize that there will be high electrical generation and usage and will put in place backup generators, a good power conditioning system with efficient ventilation and air-conditioned cooling, and will also include, as a must, a waterless fire suppression system that minimizes damage to computer equipment and buildings in the event of a fire. Because of all these systems utilizing high energy usage, minimization of energy waste becomes an important aspect in the design and planning. Therefore, green energy applications are being practiced by many large companies as a way to minimize these energy wastes. Some large companies, such as Google and eBay, have utilized green technologies in their data centers very effectively in a way that has reduced a significant amount of costs for each company. Data centers can become too big and slow if growth and advancing technology are not factored into the initial data center design at the time of creation. With the speed of advancing technology and significant costs involved in data center creation and upgrading, it is not cost efficient to build a data center that cannot be responsive to new technology for computing or processing power growth requirements when necessary. Modular systems can help offset future growth costs when additional computing or processing power is needed. In conclusion, data centers must be designed and built with the end user's needs and company budget in mind, as well as future expansion needs as technology improvements are rapidly advancing.